Hello and welcome to today's public information meeting on the flooding situation in the Thompson-Nicola Regional District. My name is Colton Davies. I'm the Information Officer for the Thompson-Nicola Regional District Emergency Operations Center based in Kamloops. Today's Tuesday, December 14th. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The TNRD would like to acknowledge that it connects with many First Nation communities across our vast regional district, and today are located on the Kamloops to Secwepemc territory, situated within the unceded ancestral lands of the Secwepemc Nation. The TNRD appreciates the partnership that we have with Kamloops to Secwepemc and respect the territory and land on which we gather here today. So thank you for joining us. It's somewhat remarkable with the year that we've had that we're here talking about emergency and recovery support as the holidays approach. I understand that many people who may be watching this continue to deal with significant hardship from flooding. Please know that the TNRD understands this. We continue to work every day to provide support to our residents who greatly need it. We'll have a number of updates today as well from the TNRD's perspective and on recovery and support information. And of course, we'll have updates from external agencies during this info session. And a quick reminder that this meeting is being recorded. It will be available shortly after its conclusion and be published on the TNRD YouTube page. That link will be shared on Twitter and Facebook when it's available as well on the TNRD pages for both. As for this meeting, if you'd like to ask a question, all participants can submit a question into the Zoom chat box, which pops up on your right. I will answer questions where I can on behalf of the TNRD, and I'll ask any questions out loud that any of our speakers here are able to address. So here to provide updates today, we have Greg Bruce from the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure, the Deputy Director of the Thompson-Nicola District Operations Center, Greg is. We have BC Hydro Stakeholder Engagement Advisor, Marianne Cools. We have Andrew Morrison, the Senior Regional Manager with Emergency Management BC. We have Amanda Anderson, Environmental Assessment Team Lead, and Selena Russell, Specialist of Environmental Health Officer. Both are from Interior Health. We'll also have an update from TELUS to share as well. So without further ado, we will go first to Greg Bruce with MOTI. Greg, if you'd like to unmute your microphone and your camera there as well. And please go ahead, the floor is yours.
Great. Thanks a lot, Colton. So I'm just going to run through a status update for you guys. So Highway 99 Pemberton to Lillooet is open to essential travel only. This highway is designated for passenger vehicles and vehicles under 14,500 kilograms licensed GVW. So for context, nothing bigger than a cube truck. Highway 3 Hope to Princeton open for goods movement and essential travel only. Highway 5A is open. Coquihalla Highway 5 Hope to Merritt is closed. Good progress is being made on the repairs, and tomorrow Minister Fleming will be announcing an updated timeline for reopening the highway. The reopening will initially be for commercial vehicles only. Highway 1 is closed between Lytton and Spence's Bridge and not anticipated to reopen until mid-January. Highway 8 is closed. Highway 8 will be a long-term closure due to the significant damage. The ministry is working to establish temporary access to construction teams at various sites, and there's no current estimate for timeline for reopening. I'm going to jump into some of the side roads now. I noticed you've got them on the agenda there, Colton. So Coldwater Road is open to 500 meters north of the Kingsvale interchange. There are 5 impacted sites on Coldwater Road that are being worked on simultaneously. Once these are repaired, normal access will be restored to Brookmere via Highway 5 and the Kingsvale interchange. Currently, residents in Brookmere have essential travel only access via Kingsvale interchange and Highway 5 north to Merritt, as well as a secondary access to Highway 5A. The Kingsvale number 2 bridge on Gillis Road, the Patchett Bridge, and Spias Creek Bridge are all open. Gavilan Bridge is closed, repairs are underway. Sunshine Road is repaired, but access is limited until the Gavilan Bridge reopens. Petite Creek Bridge closed at the Canford Bridge off Highway 8, but access is available via the Spias Creek Forest Service Road. And just ask everyone to please check Drive BC for the latest road conditions and updates for highways throughout the province. Thanks.
Thank you, Greg. Just one quick question that's come into the chat box here. Highway 1, my apologies if you addressed this and I missed it just a moment ago. Highway 1 status, Lytton to Boston Bar. The question was if you had an update there.
You know, Colton, I didn't check that before the meeting. So what we'll do is we'll get back to you and ask you to just post it on your page.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Greg. I appreciate your update, and I'm sure all of our participants do as well. We're going to move on to Marianne Cools with BC Hydro, with the stakeholder. She is the stakeholder engagement advisor with BC Hydro. Marianne, I see your camera's now on there, and if you wanted to unmute yourself, the floor is yours.
Great. Thank you so much, Colton. Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks so much for the opportunity to give an update today. Oh, Colton, you just went full screen on my computer here, and I lost my update. There we go. Oh. All right. So I'm just going to start today by providing an update on the local restoration work that we're doing. So first, Highway 8, we've now restored power to roughly 70% of our customers along the Highway 8 corridor. We still do have 54 customers remaining without power in this area. The remaining restorations are going to require some extensive highway reconstruction or very large scale rebuilds of lines in new locations. And so this, of course, will take quite some time to plan, permit, and complete. And we're likely looking at several weeks to months away. Within the city of Merritt, we are continuing to reconnect customers that were affected by the flooding. We've now restored power to 86 customers since Friday, December 3rd, and we are working to restore the remaining 50 customers. Those customers that remain without power within the city of Merritt do need to have a qualified electrical contractor inspect their electrical equipment and appliances before we can reconnect their home. In the Merritt to Brookmere area, we restored 52 customers along Coldwater Road from Highway 5 into Brookmere on Sunday evening. We had originally anticipated that work was going to be completed on Friday, but unfortunately we're delayed by a few days due to snow and weather conditions. So in this area, we still have 44 customers remaining without power. 42 of those customers are located along Highway 5 south of Brookmere, and 2 of those customers are along Coldwater Road in Kingsvale. We're anticipating that the remaining customers in this area will likely be without power for several weeks still. We are working with MOTI and in this area and working with them as they complete the road reinstatements in this area. And up-to-date information on all current outages is available on our website, and that is www.bchydro.com. I do want to talk for a second about our bill credits. Anyone that is on evacuation order for 5 days or longer is entitled to a bill credit from the first day you are on evacuation order until the evacuation order is lifted. This is an automatic credit that is applied to your bill. You do not need to apply for this. This is something that we monitor and we will proactively apply to your bill. Now, I do want to clarify how this is working though, because we do have some customers who have received a bill and are concerned they're not seeing that credit. That credit will be applied to your bill after your evacuation order is lifted. So for example, we had folks this summer due to the wildfires that were on evacuation order in August. They received those credits in October. So for folks that are receiving a BC Hydro bill now in the interim when you're still on evacuation order, there's no late penalties and there's a freeze in your account, so there will be no disconnections. So you can wait to pay that bill and you can wait for the bill credit if you choose to do so. We do ask that you call our customer service team if you have any questions about how that credit is working. That number is 1-800-BC-HYDRO, which is 1-800-224-9376. And that's my update from today. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you as always, Marianne. Very good point of clarity, certainly with the bill credit and the information that will show up after the evacuation order is lifted for those impacted by that. And good news with the evacuation, or excuse me, the power being turned back on in Brookmere as well, and some in the Merritt area. So Thank you as always for your updates, and thank you for that, Marianne.
Thank you so much.
We're going to move now to Emergency Management BC and Senior Regional Manager Andrew Morrison, who is here to provide an update. Andrew, please go ahead.
Thanks, Colton. Good afternoon, everybody. Thoughts are with everybody, those that are impacted by flooding. I'm going to talk today about 2 quick updates around disaster financial assistance and supports from the Canadian Red Cross. All of this information that I'm going to be talking about is actually available on our webpage, Emergency Info BC. I'll put the link in the chat, but it's emergencyinfobc.gov.bc.ca. Disaster financial assistance eligibility was expanded for anyone affected by flooding and landslides from the dates of November 14th to December the 2nd. For all areas within the TNRD and some other expanded areas in the province. The deadlines for applications is March the 3rd, 2022. So you do have a bit of time. On the website, it does go over who can apply, but it's basically homeowners, tenants, business owners, farm owners, charitable organizations, Indigenous communities, and local governments. The actual how to apply, including the application form, is available on the website as well. A couple of things to quickly go over is some of the eligible damage. So DFA is primarily for areas where there's insurance was not readily available. Focused towards your primary residence, seasonal and recreational properties aren't eligible. And a number of conditions around the small business owners and farm owners that's explained on the website as well. For supports for the Canadian Red Cross, who partnered with the province of BC to provide some support, can be made by calling the Canadian Red Cross at 1-800-863-6582 between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And I'll put a link to Emergency Info BC. On the front page, you'll see a red box that says Disaster Financial Assistance. All the disaster financial assistance information is available within there. And the other one is supports information for people impacted. We'll have the information on the Canadian Red Cross and other supports available. Thanks, Colton.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. That's great information, and we greatly appreciate your update. We know that I'll be giving an update in a little bit on the TNRD's behalf on resiliency centers that are available within the TNRD, one in Merritt and one satellite in the Spence's Bridge area, which will be coming up tomorrow. We'll have more information on that in a few minutes, but information on financial support from the Red Cross and disaster financial assistance information can be found at those resiliency centers as well. We'll move on now to an update from Interior Health. We have 2 presenters from IH. We have Environmental Assessment Team Lead Amanda Anderson and Specialist Environmental Health Officer Selena Russell. Amanda and Selena, please go ahead.
Hi, thanks, Colton. It's Amanda Anderson here. I just want to start off by acknowledging that this is a traumatic event, and especially since we're nearing into the holiday season, to take time and plan your trips as you go into your homes, and ensure that you're creating an assessment, especially if you found a placard, please make a plan. And it's really important that as you enter that you have your cell phone fully charged, a camera, pen and paper to document for insurance purposes. And as we've just heard from, the Red Cross is available for a resource if you do not have insurance. Please ensure to continue to check with your local government, their website or our website, which I've placed in the chat, for information on your water system and the status, and also to check with local services such as hydro and gas for any guidance. Come with plenty of potable water and safe water and lots of cleaning supplies. There's lots of resources on Interior Health and EMBC websites. And this can be from food safety, sewage system, and cleaning, disinfecting your well. If your power has been cut out for more than 3 hours, just be prepared with the contents of your fridge and freezer. If it's been out for a significant amount of time, as many of you have, you might choose to duct tape it closed. And then ensure that you contact your insurance provider, as they might require information before you dispose of it. For those that are on your own individual well, we do recommend that you shock and flush. There is a provincial initiative that has now released information regarding private well water testing. And there is an information bulletin that can be found on our website. Again, that link is in the web chat. So with that, you are able to pick up a sample bottle from the Merritt Health Center. You can pick that up between Monday and Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. You want to shock your well prior to sampling. There is some information on our website on how to disinfect your well, and also information in the kits and on our website on how to take a water sample and how to submit them. So you can drop off those water samples that were collected back at the Merritt Health Center. Drop off for samples are on Tuesdays only, and that's before 2:30, so that the courier can take them out. And there's a marked cooler in the lobby specifically for private water samples to be dropped off. Because of the holiday season, the last day for drop off will be December 21st, and then the program will resume once again January 4th, and that's to account for the hours for the laboratory. Once any results have been received, you can contact your local environmental public health officer, the Merritt one, and ask for an environmental health officer to help with interpretation of your results. We have set up so that any of the positive results will come to us, and we will be calling you as well. When it comes to septic system damage, it's really important to conduct an assessment. Please do not use your septic system until water in your disposal field is lower than the water level around your house. And please look for information on our website to find an authorized person. They can conduct an assessment on your behalf to ensure that your septic system is not damaged and any repairs that are needed. For cleanup, use lots of soap and water. Please ensure that you're using personal protective equipment like wearing gloves. Especially if you're returning to a hotel or somewhere else, please make sure that you do remove your clothing and all personal protective equipment before coming into those environments so that you're not contaminating those as well. When you're cleaning up, remove any standing water and any items that cannot be thoroughly cleaned, sanitized, and dry them as soon as possible. So that would be carpet, mattresses, upholstery, and just try to reduce the humidity by opening up doors and windows, using fans and dehumidifiers. I understand these challenges in the winter months when there's snow on the ground. If you're feeling very overwhelmed, there's lots of restoration companies out there. I'd like to remind you to please take breaks, pace yourself, and reach out for help. This is a very challenging time, and we want to ensure that you're looking after your mental health. So please reach out for resources. We have lots of external links on our website, and please be kind to each other and try to help out each other. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for that update, Amanda. That's excellent. I know we have Selena Russell from Interior Health as well. I don't know if we had any other information, Amanda, or if that was the crux of the presentation there.
I think that's all that we have for today. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Okay, and we appreciate you taking part. So thank you to Amanda Anderson and Selena Russell from Interior Health for joining us. For those who have presented from different agencies, feel free to stay on the line or not. Obviously, you may have busy afternoons and things to get to, so no sweat if you do need to sign off, but we do appreciate your participation this afternoon and providing very useful information to our residents who are recovering. So thank you again. And I wanted to move on now to a quick update that we've received from TELUS. Spokesperson Melanie Berry wasn't able to be present for this meeting. We did get an update though from her on behalf of TELUS, Melanie Berry, when it comes to Spence's Bridge and infrastructure there in that area. The update, I'll read it from TELUS, says that teams are doing the final network programming and the community of Spence's Bridge should have services restored by end of the day. That was provided just before noon today, so end of the day would be end of today, of course, December 14th. Teams have now moved on to Highway 8, and TELUS teams expect to have The 8 sections repaired by the end of this week, pending any issues, and that would bring copper phone service back to the corridor from Merritt to the Chicane Indian Band. The remaining section from the Chicane to Spence's Bridge will be repaired in the new year in conjunction with MOTI and BC Hydro, according to TELUS. So part of that corridor, along with Hydro, as we heard earlier in an update, TELUS service will, of course, be down for some time. I wanted to move to an update from the TNRD, what we're able to share this afternoon to residents. A quick update on evacuations. I just mentioned the corridor from the Chicane area to Spence's Bridge along the Highway 8 corridor. That's where the majority of the remaining evacuation orders from the recent flood event remain. But in total, there are 10 separate orders. Several of those are just a handful of properties, even 1 or 2, but they add up to 10 orders affecting 47 addresses. So since our last update, last Monday, 8 days ago, the number of addresses at 47 within the TNRD boundaries remains unchanged. Rapid damage assessments have long been finished from the TNRD. All damage has been tallied, and properties that have been accessible have been tagged with a red, yellow, or green placard. I would usually pull up the screen showing our EOC dashboard on the TNRD website. Not doing that at this moment. As of yesterday, about 24 hours ago, we have disruption to service when it comes to our dashboard. In fact, our mapping services on the TNRD website. So effective as of 11 a.m. yesterday, December 13th, the evacuation status map, as well as my region view on the TNRD website, service is limited or not available to those resources. That's because of an unscheduled external maintenance requirement. Our staff are working internally to deal with this and have those services back up and running as quickly as possible. We apologize, of course. The timing, certainly not convenient, as there are a number of properties, again, relying on the evacuation status dashboard in particular, and many of our stakeholders using the My Region View map on a regular basis during emergencies or not. So an update on that service remains limited or not available to those mapping resources. So if you need mapping or GIS assistance, you can email gisinfo@tnrd.ca. I'll say that again. That's gisinfo@tnrd.ca. You could also call 250-377-8673. That's 250-377-8673. So again, we apologize for that. I wanted to reference as well, I will share my screen in just a moment here. When we're talking about updates on our highway systems, I just want to show you on our website in a moment here, Highways 1 and 8, the Ministry of Transportation is now putting out weekly newsletters on the status of repairs along those highways. We had told you last Monday that the province was working on developing a newsletter weekly for recovery on the Highway 8 corridor and updates on repairs. And now there will be weekly updates as well on Highway 1 between Hope and Spence's Bridge. I'm just going to share my screen. This information doesn't come from the TNRD, but we have shared it on our webpage. I'll just go over to that right now as I move over. So if we're on the tnrd.ca front of page here, we go down to emergency services and click on that. You can see on the left bar here, there's a page called Highways 1 and 8 Flood Recovery. We had started this page last week as Highway 8 Flood Recovery, and we've of course updated it as now we're getting these updates for Highway 1 as well. As you can see, there are tabs there with the list of all the newsletters that have been made available from the Ministry of Transportation at the provincial level. So you can see here that we have posted the most recent updates for Highway 8 and for Highway 1 in terms of the status of repairs along both of those corridors. So something to keep in mind there, certainly. Now, I mentioned I wanted to give a quick update on our resiliency centers, and particularly in Spence's Bridge. Tomorrow, Wednesday, December 15th, an important update here that there will be a pop-up resiliency center open from 9 to 4 in Spence's Bridge tomorrow. That will be at the schoolhouse on School Street in Spence's Bridge. We put out information about that on Friday in a news release. You can find that on the TNRD website. So there, residents are able to, or flood affected residents from the area are able to go to that resiliency center. There'll be supports for things like applying for Red Cross, determining your eligibility and arranging to receive that financial assistance. There's information to answer questions on insurance coverage, applying for disaster financial assistance, what to do when returning home after a flood, and mental health supports available. Disaster psychosocial assistance will be available at that resiliency center. So again, that's at the Spence's Bridge Schoolhouse from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday, December 15th. I will say as well, the most up-to-date information that we have here from the EOC, of course, that's just a one-day pop-up center. The Resiliency Center in Merritt remains open daily. It's at 1950 Mammoth Avenue. The hours there are also 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that has been open daily for more than a couple weeks now. So a reminder that that resource is available. And an appointment-based resiliency center will be set up in Cache Creek, or will be available in Cache Creek. That will be available through the Golden Country Community Society. But if you're requiring assistance through a resiliency center, again, you're asked to book an appointment to receive service there through the Golden Country Community Society. And the phone number on hand is 250-457-6606. I'll say that again. That's 250-457-6606. Going to answer a quick question in the chat here. There was a question on an approved waste site for contaminated fuel. That's a very good question. I don't have the information in front of me. I'd imagine you're likely a TNRD resident. If you're a resident in the city of Merritt, there would be certainly a separate number to call. I'll give you two phone numbers to the person who has posed that question about an approved waste site for contaminated fuel. You can check with the EOC in Merritt if you're located within city boundaries there. That's 1-877-655-0341, 1-877-655-0341. You could also check in with the TNRD. The phone number is 1-866-377-7188. That's 1-866-377-7188. You could also email eoccommunications@tnrd.ca if you have questions there as well. So hopefully that can be some help with the question on fuel, contaminated fuel. I did want to give an update too. I mentioned this last week. I'll say it again on flood debris removal. TNRD residents can call and schedule a pickup time to have non-hazardous flood debris removal picked up from their properties. And that number is 250-377-2596. That's 250-377-2596 for TNRD residents with non-hazardous flood debris that they would like picked up from their properties. In the city of Merritt, residents can simply put their non-hazardous flood debris on the curbside, and that will be getting picked up. Now, if you could also take it yourself to a local eco depot, depending on where you're located, and whether you're taking it yourself or if you're arranging to have, say, like I explained here, the TNRD pick up that flood debris. Take pictures before it is picked up. Whether again you're taking it yourself or it's getting picked up, that could be useful for your insurance purposes. So something to consider as well going forward there. I'll just say as well, I mentioned this again last week. We at the TNRD urge our residents to register for Voyant Alert. That's our emergency notification system. So you can download Voyant Alert from the App Store on your iPhone or the Google Play Store on Android. And you don't have to necessarily pick your own address. You can pick any address that you would like to receive alerts about. And you will receive, when we put out notices on that specific property, whether that's for an evacuation alert or an order alert being rescinded, we will put out Voyant Alerts for that kind of information. And for example, when there was a flood warning on the Nicola River downstream of the Coldwater, a couple weeks ago, we put out a buoyant alert for an emergency of that caliber as well. So other emergency information I received through buoyant alert as well. And also make sure to sign up to the TNRD's mailing list. You can get there from the bottom of our homepage on our website, big and in the center. You simply put in your email. You can receive all our press releases related to emergencies or anything in non-emergency times or non-emergency related as well. And be sure to follow our TNRD website and updates that we post there relating to emergencies under emergency services, the page that I showed you a moment ago. And also be sure to follow our social media channels, Twitter and Facebook, YouTube as well, the Thompson-Nicola Regional District. That's where we post all of these meetings at their conclusion, if you're looking to see that after the fact as well. So we'll end our public information session there. We will keep you apprised as usual if we do schedule any further meetings. Our plan at this point, it looks like we're likely going to hold another meeting a week from today. That would be Tuesday, December 21st. And then we will reevaluate after the holidays about holding these meetings. Certainly our recovery work and support for residents in our area continue on a daily basis when whether we're holding these meetings or not. But do keep posted on that should anything come up. And again, follow our social media accounts and be sure to subscribe to our mailing list and follow our website for emergency information. So thank you again for joining. My name is Colton Davies. I'm the information officer from the TNRD Emergency Operations Center. And please stay safe as these are trying times as we approach the holiday season. Thank you again.